Okay, so this is probably coming out of left field for a lot of people, and I think they're like, "What are you talking about?" Nicki and Little Baby made a song together, and you have mixed views on the song, right? But I think it relates because of the song. So this song has been blasted or promoted crazily about the song that Nicki Minaj and Little Baby have, and I think that, and I have two different perspectives on the music video, but the actual song, right? And I think they're overlapping because I was hoping this song would be great because Little Baby on normal songs are great. Nicki on normal songs is decently fine and can decently rap, right? And I think put words together, be lyrical and be metaphorical. So I was kind of hoping for some of that in this song, but what I got, I think I didn't really expect. And we'll get into really all of my mindset on this song after a word from our sponsor. We'll get into it, but I find the song a little. I'm a little skeptical of the song going into it, but this made me more skeptical listening to the song. Okay, so I think I opened this up and people were like, "What do you mean you have two different views?" Okay, so this song, uh, I expected more from a 3 minute song, and I mean I got some of it, but not all of it. Like um, lyrically, Nicki Minaj could have done better. I hope the Barbs don't come after me, but it could have been a little bit better. Which I'm not saying it's terrible, but it could have been. And Little Baby's verse is somewhat, somewhat disappointing. Like it's good, but it's somewhat disappointing. But then you go look at the music video, and the music video. Okay, so granted, this song is 3 minutes and 40 minutes. 3 minutes and 40 seconds long, which is not a bad idea for a song. Like, hey, if you want to do this, that is not a bad idea. The video perfectly, the music video perfectly sets the mood, and you can kind of get into the song that way, right? But I think this song, if you listen to the audio by itself, is not normally a song you get into. And the only reason I say that is there were some metaphors in here which I'm just like, okay, I get it, I don't get it. But then I went and looked at the music video, and I got it. Now the music video is 9 minutes long, so I don't know if you want to go watch a 9 minute long music video for it to make sense to you. You could, but I want to get into this first aspect of it where Nicki Minaj um, says this is for pop and this is for juice. Um, and she says op, and then she mixes it with lick and then brick and stuff like this. And that's not a bad way to, that's not a bad thing to put into a song. R.I.P. Pop Smoke and R.I.P. Juice, right? And I think she was looking to the brick situation as that's how he did it, and the ops, that's how they got pop. That's how they got Pop Smoke. So, and Pop Smoke and Juice WRLD are in their own two different lanes, but very talented people. Which I have to give Nicki that. When she's giving praise to somebody, she can do it like no other, right? Like she can do it to a personal level where you can get really interested in like the artist. Like when she was on, I think it was Monster, and she was like Willy Wonka. Like you could get into it when she's saying people, not necessarily when she's saying other things, right? Now, she talks about they want heat and I'm the only provider, right? And that's great. Like I could get it. I could understand that from the music video, right? But I don't think there are a lot of rappers that persuade that they own guns or do things with guns, and you're just like, I don't really see that. I mean, I get it. It might be your image, but we don't see that. Which I know is probably going to be controversial, but you know them for their talents, right? You know them for rapping. She says, she says no auto tune on me, and I think this is funny to me personally because I think there are a lot of people that, hey, Nicki doesn't normally rap. It's either auto tuned or other situations with her lyrics and stuff like that, which I don't doubt her ability to write. That's why she says they want heat. I'm the only provider. They know that word, word to Fabia, right? So, and then she mentioned something about foreign, and when I first heard it, I was like, hey, that is a that's a reference to Fabio. But she mentions a ride, and she says foreign, so it's pertaining to a car, which I don't have a real problem with it. Like it, I didn't expect lyrical, like crazy lyrical stacks from Nicki Minaj, but Nicki is incredible as an artist as I think. Like I think she does have an ability to crazily write bars if she needed to. But I don't know. Like this song felt better in the music video because there's a whole scene behind this and with the triad and stuff like that. It's a full video behind this, and she's an agent and stuff like that. If you want to go watch it, or if that review sounds a little interesting to you, go watch it. Little Baby says he's coming with the new stuff in 2022, which I kind of expected, but with that coming, I don't know if he wants to drop something in 2022 because we've seen what happened with the Roddy Ricch project, which that's why I was looking at this and I was like, this could be a little bit better. He says, I'm done trapping in the Carters. Now, this is funny to me because Little Baby has both of the Carters imprint in his music, but also I think as people that they consider the next big artist. And when I mean the Carters, I gotta explain myself. I mean Jay-Z or Hove, and then Lil Wayne and Tunechi. Like, these two artists are like, hey, the baby is probably gonna be next. And I like that energy that he's getting from the Carters, which I like that. And he says, I did plan to win. All I do is play to win, which I think is a good idea and a good mindset to have in 2022. However, Mark Rubin, I don't think a lot of people understand that. Like, there's a vast majority of people that are like, what does Mark Rubin actually do? Right? Like, he's not a rapper. What does he do? What does Mark Rubin do, and why is he important to me, and why is the baby getting advice from Mark Rubin? So, Mike Rubin is, I believe, a billionaire. I believe he is a billionaire, but he is the great gist of it is he's a businessman, which, and I can't remember what. I know he got rich off of Fanatic, but I'm not sure which Fanatic he's famous from. But he is one of the richest businessmen alive, if I believe. But he also got it from ski resorts and stuff like that. And basically, a lot of what Mike Rubin is rich for is a lot of licensing rights, which I believe is how he is rich. But I'm not really sure. Explain Fanatic. So, basically, he's worth $10 billion, and the guy is business smart like crazy. And I think that's why when he says, I get all my advice from Mike Rubin, I think a lot of people are like, who is Mike Rubin? Some people might know. But he's a businessman, Fanatic, and stuff like that. So, and good with numbers and stuff like that. So I think that's where a lot of people are like, hey, Mike Rubin, and I think that a lot of hip hop fans are like, hey, if they don't pertain to hip hop, if they're not Biggie, Pac, Hove, Black Thought, Rakim, Method Man, Redman, I don't know who they are. So who is Mike Rubin? And I know that's a clever line, but who is Mark Rubin? Which I do like. And he says he's not going to move. And I think this is I'm heavy on rappers should have security. 24/7. And I said it because he says he knows that a lot of ops know his location, and he doesn't plan on moving, right? But I think you have rappers that see these bigger artists do that, and they're like, okay, well, if they do that, I'm not gonna do that because I'm not gonna be a punk, or I'm not gonna look stupid because they know where I'm at, and they're gonna shoot me or hurt me very badly, I should say. That's not true. Like, I think at a certain threshold, be able to separate yourself from it, but also, I hate to say it that way, but don't trust anyone is what people tend to believe. But there are a lot of people, if they don't like you or like the success that you are growing, things can happen to you. And I think a lot of rappers that don't have security, not criticizing how they do it, let them live them life, let them live their lives the way they want to live it. But I think younger artists are like, hey, well, if they don't need it, I don't need it. That's not true. I hate to say it. That's not true. People love fame, wealth, fortune, or just fame on a wall. And I think growing as an artist or independent artist, you're like, hey, any fame is good fame. That might be true to publicists, but that's not true to you, right? Because granted, you're making tons of money, and I think you're making tons of money. But if Johnny down the street don't like you and you make so much money and he come for you because you don't want to move, I can only make a certain location so much clear for you without endangering your life, which I have a problem with that. But I think overall, this song, a 4.7 out of 10. Like, I'm saying, this song is deep in thought and deep in everything, but the song by itself, the audio by itself, with no music video, I don't really like this song. Like, this song could have been great. When I heard Nicki and Little Baby, I was like, oh, this is going to be a classic. But then I got this, and it's okay. It's not very bad, but it's just not my favorite tune from either one of them. It's not in my top 10, but it's okay. It really is. But overall, it's a 4.7 out of 10.